But what do I have to hold?
Remember, deal. No question.
Yeah, but
Right. Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
One, two, three, four, get it! One, two, three, four, get it! One, two, three, four, get it!
I think there are a lot of anger management benefits in mixed martial arts, or martial arts in general, because again, in training, you can take out your stress in training and stuff like that, and you know, it keeps you disciplined.
One, two, three, four, get it! One, two, three, four, get it!
When I was a kid, you know, I used to love stuff like WWF wrestling. Well, now it's called WWE, but and I always loved like martial arts programs. You know, people like Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Lee. You know, I always used to love watching people like that on movies and stuff. And basically, that got me into martial arts. You know, and then as soon as I found a club, I stuck to it, and here I am today doing MMA. Now, what attracted me to martial arts was the fact that it's full contact. It's you know, I like sports that are like more full contact. You know, I feel there's more about it. You know, that's basically what attracts me to this type of sport. You know, to be honest, I think any type of martial arts keeps you disciplined. You know, you can relieve your stress in training. Again, like true martial artists, that they're never aggressive. You know, all true martial artists are calm, collective people usually.
Change things up a little
Like
bit.
people who are aggressive, martial artists who are aggressive, that's pretty rare. So if you are a true martial artist, they usually are pretty calm and collective people.
You know, try and get myself about a little bit.
Before I fought in Cage Rage, I fought all around the country. You know, I fought House of Pain, Cage Gladiators, and other various martial arts shows, mixed martial arts shows. Also fought in Holland as well before I fought in Cage Rage. You know, I had a few pro fights over there, and yeah, basically I had quite a lot of experience before I got into Cage Rage. So yeah, I did do quite a bit of fighting elsewhere before Cage Rage.
Maybe that's an excuse, isn't it, really?
My first fight in Cage Rage Contenders, I mean, that was a fight to remember for myself, and I'm sure a lot of people remember that fight as well if they watched it. It pretty much was a war. It ended up in a draw, and that was against Ashley Grimshaw. You know, I knocked him down, nearly got him submissions. Against, I feel I won the first 2 rounds. He probably won the last round, but it ended up being a majority draw. 2 judges said it was a draw. 1 judge said I was the winner. But again, later on down the line, we had a rematch, and I beat him by unanimous decision on a normal Cage Rage show. So yeah, the first Cage Rage Contenders fight was probably the one that I remember most. What attracted me to Bellator was the fact that at the time when Bellator offered me the contract, they were actually chasing me for a little while before I actually signed up to them. Because previously, before I fought in Bellator, I was fighting in an organisation called Sengoku, and I was tied in with them for quite a while. And you know, they was going through problems with their own promotion. Therefore, I couldn't fight for a whole year before they actually not dropped me. Before I actually got released by them. And then as soon as I got released, Bellator offered me the contract, and so I took it. Before I moved to Bellator, I fought in shark fights. It was a one-off contract deal. That they offered me a fight championship against Doug Evans, who was a former UFC fighter. So and at that time, like I said, I was stuck in a contract with Sengoku, but Sengoku actually let me fight this one-fight deal with shark fights. I actually got permission.
Let's jump. Let's go.
And that's how it came about, really. So I was out of the game for a little while, and I was desperate to fight, So and a good offer came along, which was shark fights for the featherweight title against Doug Evans. So I took it.
You need to be able to be, you're stable. Okay, I'm not wobbly. Because often when we do peek out later, you understand some people come to the side. They can work around you there. So we're just going to do a monkey walk. Sit through. Okay. Sit through. Also, when you're doing it, you got to hit your close your pockets. Okay. What that does, this is a situation here when the guy is on top of you. He does a peek out. By that elbow dropping back to it, he pushes my lock over. Do you understand? And if you notice, he's very straight on the side. He's not. Yeah. But obviously, we're just doing this as a warm up. So the thing, he comes in here, I'm on top of him. Watch here, pulls back, pushes me back. Do you understand? It's a hit. So as you're coming up here, technically we pull him forward first, then bang, hit your shot. But I need you to be straight.
I think Bellator has some highly ranked competitors in the featherweight division. I think they could compete highly with all the UFC featherweights, and it's just another organisation. They're just competitors to UFC. Obviously, UFC being the top, Bellator, they're trying to do a thing of their own with the tournament style format. So that's what I think makes them unique compared to UFC.
We normally do our penetration step. Penetration step, when we step it forward, your alignment's still there, shoulder, knee, toe. So I'm not going to extend myself coming forward with my arms. I'm coming with my body. So there's always a table there. Table is what? In here. So we're talking about a situation here. I've opened this, I've worked myself inside here, a little bit of hand fighting, this is open. This is a penetration shot. Okay? With a high crotch, high C. Okay? We're just going to do the exercise here. If I come here and Ronnie starts to sprawl and he takes that back, don't say, just take that back. This gap is no good for me. Because the more he come on the side for these guys, from one angle. He starts taking that back, take that back, take that back, take that, walk backwards, go back, keep going. He's going to crash me down. So I need to close this gap. Watch this. There. Now I need to work back up, being tall, come to the side of me with a switch here. 90 degrees, I'm going to drive across. As a defender, always trying to bring him down. The moment this head drops, hip starts going down, meaning bending your back, you're going to get crushed down underneath. Sit there. Yes. Sit tall. That's better, Rod.
My first fight in Bellator Fighting Championships was against a guy called Joshua Rocho. I didn't come in with any game plan. I just thought, when I came into the fight, I just took how it came because I weren't sure what he was capable of. I watched like a couple of his previous fights, ones that I could get a hold of on the internet, but again, it didn't really show it didn't show what area he was best at. He was quite an all-round fighter himself. Also, it showed that. Also I seen that he was a lightweight coming down to featherweight for the first time, so I expected him to be quite strong in the fight. So basically, I came into the fight and took it how it came. And unfortunately for him, I got on top most of the time and just pounded him for the whole fight, pretty much.
He's blocking me with his head and stuff. His arms are there. Every time he's coming in, he can stop me. I need to learn to beat his arms and beat his head. Okay, Ron drops his level to shoot on me. Go ahead, pound your knee. I blocked him with my head.
My second fight was against a guy called Adam Schindler. He was 9-1 before he fought me. Again, I watched some of his previous fights. I knew he's a scrappy fighter. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I didn't know what he was going to throw at me because he was so scrappy, and I don't think he even knew what he was going to throw himself. So, again, I took it how it came. I took it at the time, and I just went with the flow, and that's how the knockout came. As he came swinging in, I came with the right uppercut, left hook, and then which pretty much was the beginning of the end for him.
Shoulder, knee, toe. Shoulder, knee, toe. Square stance, stagger right, stagger left. Notice I'm not leaving this leg behind. If I do, Ronnie can just push into me and snap me down. Bang! That's a shot for him. Head snaps. Why? Because I've left that behind.
My third fight was against Pat Curran. Pat Curran was a good opponent. He's a very good guy. He won the lightweight tournament in Bellator before he entered the featherweight tournament. I came short in that fight. I made it to the end with him. Whereas before I fought him, he was like, he's finishing opponents left, right, centre. I thought, I could have done a lot more, but I held back, because I knew he was a good opponent. I didn't want to take too many chances really, because he was a good opponent, like I said. Basically, I held back, and it ends up me losing the fight, but on a points decision, and him winning the whole tournament. He ended up knocking out Marlon Sandro in the finals with a nice head kick, actually. But yeah, I'd look forward to fighting him again soon in the future. Hopefully win this tournament, and if he wins that title, I'd like to fight him for that title. Definitely. I think the next fight would be a lot different. You'll see a better me in that fight. I'll open up a lot more. I'll be the usual Ronnie Mann that everyone likes to see, and not hold back like I did in that fight. As you can see in that fight, I done a few things at the end of the round of 1 and 2. I nearly got him in the guillotine at the end of round 2, and nearly got his back in. Well, I got his back in the end of round 3 and got on top, but it was too little, too late. I held back a lot in the fight, which ended up me losing the fight on decision. So hopefully I'm not going to make that mistake again.
Pockets are closed. Short arms. We call it crocodile arms in wrestling. Why do we call it crocodile arms? Arms are short. I never extend myself. If me and Ron, we're wrestling here, okay, my attacking leg is here. I'll come out with this arm straight. Watch. That's a shot for him. Watch. I'll come up here. Shot. Shoulder throw. Okay. Pockets are open. Watch. I could be here. That pocket. That's a headlock, isn't it? Do you understand?
Learning from the fight I had against Pat Curran, holding back a lot in that fight I had with him. I didn't want to make that same mistake again. So in the fourth fight I had in Bellator against Kenny Foster, I'd done the opposite. I came out aggressively. I imposed my will, which ended up me winning by triangle submission. He pretty much didn't have a chance in that fight. And no disrespect to Kenny Foster, but I brought my A game to the table, and he was just. I just overwhelmed him with my skill and power. So again, like I said, I was just learning from my mistake I made with the Pat Curran fight.
Relaxed. Okay, basic hand fighting. I'm going to just drip feed you. My first lesson here, guys. Shoulder. Okay, his hands are inside. Lift your elbows up. Lift one side up. Just expose this. You can shoot in. Right? Bang. That's a shot. My hands need to be inside. Shoot in. Shoot in. From there. Shoot in. I drop my arms in front of him, right, take my legs back. I'm in a small situation. So there's a down block. These are your barriers. We say you don't want him to catch your legs in terms of leg attacks. You're stopping him. So as soon as you send some guy coming forward, barriers down, take your legs away.
The next tournament coming up in Bellator, again, is I find this all round is probably a more tough tournament than the last one I was in. Again, we got 4 good Brazilian guys in there. We got Daniel Strauss as well, and a couple other guys that I've seen fight, and they're pretty decent themselves. So the next tournament is going to be a pretty tough tournament, but I find that's going to drive me to want to win the tournament. If I come out on top, then I reckon I'm going to be I'll be in the top 10 featherweights for sure.
Hey Jay, you got any decent work?
These got training sets.
again, one of the opponents in that tournament, he stands out in mind. A guy called Marlon Sandro. I've been in 2 tournaments with him before, but unfortunately never got to meet him in a fight. Again, he's a nice guy. We get along very well, but never fought, unfortunately. Again, I think that would be a good, exciting fight because he's explosive. I'm explosive as well. So, again, hopefully in this tournament I get to meet him at some stage. Third time lucky, but so he's the one that stands out in mind. Is Marlon Sandro.
Okay, you got to learn to do level drop because that clears the shot. To come in here, okay, his shoulders there. I need to level drop with 1 step coming forward. Okay, from area A to area B. Area A, side area B is Ronnie. 1 step, not 2 or 3. Level drop, then you come forward simultaneously. So level drop, do some level drops on your attacking leg. That's it. What's happening? His chest is dropping on top of his table. That's the lowest form he's gonna go. Go ahead. Yeah, go down. Stay there. Shoulder, knee, toe is in a line. Now he's in this position. I can press him down. He's got my leg. He's gonna straighten up. Push your hips forward. Now I got a problem taking him down. Okay, tuck your head in, tuck your chin in. Now swisher to the side. Great angle. Ready to drive me down.
I'll fight whatever comes my way, whether it's BAMA, or UFC when my Bellator contract runs out. So again, I'm just looking for that next step. I just, I want to get better. I want to get as far as I can in my career. Just basically just want that progression. So whether it be BAMA or UFC or even Cage Warriors, whatever. I'm just looking to fight wherever I can, whenever I can. As it stands, I've been pretty tied in with the Bellator contract. At the moment that comes first because they've been keeping me pretty busy. So I haven't really had much offers from any other organisations. But in the spare time, if I do get a bit of time in between fights, then yeah, I'm more than happy to go on any other show and fight anyone.
Class, can you stop a second, please? Okay. One thing we call youth wrestling. When we get tangled up. What is tangled up? Collar tie. Say he gets a collar tie. That's youth wrestling because nothing's happening here. I get an elbow control, Ronnie gets elbow control. Shoot on me, Ronnie. Nothing happens. Side shoots. There. Try to get away from me. He can't. I try to get away. Hold on to me. All right. Be tangled up. This is heavyweight dancing. Here you go. You do that Saturday night, but not in the side class. So I'm here, you hear coaches say create space. They're talking about creating space enough for you to level drop. Okay, tiny bit is there too. Level drop for you to be able to come in. Otherwise I'm too tangled up. The shot's not going to be there. Do you understand? So create space. Create space.
Obviously it should be tested more, people should be tested more, but at the end of the day, it's up to them. I don't take drugs myself, and hopefully I don't come across people that, I don't fight people who do take drugs to enhance their performance. But I think there should be more tests, to make the competition more even. I think there should be more drug testing in MMA.
Okay, high crunch. Good shot. Yeah. Back up. Run into him. High crunch. Drive harder. Good. Run into him. High crunch. Yeah. Back up. High crunch. Good. Okay. Head snap, sprawl. Bang. Bring it down, work around him. Push into him, head snap. Bring it down, work around him. Okay, back up. Arm drag bang. Come on. Push into him. Head snap him down. Drop your weight on him. And again, one more time. One more time. Bring him down, bring him down. Arm drag bang. Good. Back up. One more time. Push into him. Head snap. Work around. Good shot. Okay, back up. Straight double. Slow down. Straight double. Drive hard. Good. Back up. And again. Straight double. Good. Back up. Duck under. Good shot. And up. John. Work around, hand fight, and duck under. Good. Back up. Go ahead. Duck under. And clear out. Then side step. Okay, shoulder throw. Nice to see you. Tuck your chin in as you throw. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of training up and down like the UK. I always train with people like Brolo Estima and stuff for my jiu-jitsu. Usually say himself, he's from Bristol, and I travel down there as well to train him. Wrestling, so just try and get a little bit in everywhere I can, try and train with the best in each area. Travel to Tony Myers a couple times a week as well, which is up in Rugeley. It's just over an hour away from where I live. As you can see, I've opened up my own gym. This really for the future, and for now really as well. Because I don't know what can happen tomorrow. I could break my back or whatever. At least with this, I could. I got some set up for when my MMA career stops. I could carry on teaching. I could get others into the competition. I want to get kids involved as well. Get them disciplined like I was when I was young. That's how I got into it as a kid, and hopefully do that to other kids and create some superstars in the future. That's basically what I want to do in my future, so help others, reach their dreams in the MMA world.